Have past events left you feeling isolated, alone, and disconnected from others? As if you were grasping for that last thread of connection before you lost yourself in nothingness. It might be from social distancing. It might be that the most important connections in your life have decided not to interact with each other, leaving you stuck in the middle. It might be that some of the most important connections in your life have passed away. It might be that consistent emotional connection was never even modeled for you as a child. Whatever the case, is it even possible to rekindle and create connections when it seems impossible? And if so, how do we do that? I'm Dana Hicks, a licensed clinical mental health counselor, and I have some tips. So the first thing we need to know is, what is important to you in making a connection? What kind of connection are you looking for? So in order to do that, ask yourself, where have I been hurt in past relationships? What scars am I holding from past connections? So in order to get nitty-gritty about this, you might ask yourself, what is something that I say that is the most disruptive thing that I can say to myself? What is it? What is the thing that I say to myself that's the most unhelpful? And then ask yourself, where did that statement come from? Where did I learn that? It might be from a specific relationship. It might be from a social norm. It might be from just the culture of your family. Or it might be from a specific role model, such as a teacher, a preacher, youth pastor, anyone of influence. Rack your brain. Find out where these messages come from. Or where does this message come from? Okay? And write that down. And then ask yourself, what value or lack thereof is involved there? Such as if you were always put down as a kid, encouragement might be a value that you write down. If you were always lied to, or if dishonesty was involved, put that down. Respect, write them down that are relevant, okay? And then ask yourself, from this huge list of values, which ones are the most important to me in the connections that I will make or rekindle? And write that list down. Okay? And then look at your possible outlets of connections and ask yourself, does that match up with the list that I made? If so, then by all means continue. But if not, please know that you have a choice not to engage in those connections for your betterment, for the betterment of your future. You get to decide. Okay, and the final and most important step is to realize and really believe in the possibility that you can have the kind of connection that you desire, that is important to you. You can have it. And just by thinking about those values that are important to you, you are actually attracting people that are full of those values to you. Okay? So, to review. First, think about the relationships in your past that have been hurtful. And then ask yourself, why were they hurtful? What values were involved in that hurt? And then ask yourself from that list of values, what is important to me to make sure that I have in the future as values? So it might be if you were verbally disrespected. Verbal respect is a huge one for you, right? Then ask yourself, okay, look at the connections that I'm thinking about making and investing in. Do they match up with the values that I want for my future? If so, go ahead. If not, know that you have the choice to not engage in that connection. It's definitely up to you. Okay? And then just know and believe that what you decide, the values that you decide on that are important to you, you can and will have them according to your intention of finding them. Just focusing on the values that you do want will attract people that are full of those values to you. That is what I have for you today. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below with no strings attached.